You can spend years clearing your abundance channels, visualizing wealth, or searching for generational patterns that may be holding you back. But let's look at the result instead of the promises. If you've been doing this for years, yet your financial reality hasn't changed, it's worth asking whether spirituality has quietly become a substitute for action. Sometimes spiritual explanations become stories that protect us from confronting uncomfortable realities. We often call these experiences money blocks. But sometimes that label prevents us from asking more useful questions. Questions about our habits, our decisions, and the responsibility we have for the results we create. Let's take a closer look at what people call a money block. In many cases, it isn't an external force. It's a learned pattern of avoidance. Your mind naturally tries to conserve effort and avoid uncertainty. When you're about to take a financial risk, name your price, or make a difficult phone call, your brain may interpret that situation as a threat. Instead of moving through that discomfort, it's easy to explain it away by calling it a block. You tell yourself, maybe I need to heal something first. Without realizing it, you've created a system that allows you to postpone action. And because it feels like self-improvement, it rarely gets questioned. That is probably the most uncomfortable part of the conversation. No matter how difficult your financial situation is, it's familiar, and familiarity feels safe. You already know how to survive instead that reality. You know which explanations, rituals, or habits help you make sense of it. Without noticing it, you've become comfortable with a familiar pattern. Real financial growth means entering unfamiliar territory, a place where your habits matter more than your explanations, where you can't rely on old stories to explain every setback. There's only your decisions and the feedback they create. For many people, that's far more frightening than uncertainty itself. For a moment, let's set every spiritual explanation aside. What we need now is an honest audit. Instead of searching for the right feeling, follow these 3 steps. Steps 1. Find the avoidance zone. Write down the one action that could move your work or income forward, but you've been avoiding it. Maybe it's launching your service, calling a client, raising your price, or making an offer you've been delaying. Step 2. Examine the story. Notice the first thought that appears the moment you imagine taking that action. That thought isn't an invisible force working against you. It's your mind trying to protect you from uncertainty, rejection, or discomfort. Step 3. Act before the story wins. Your challenge is simple. Complete that action within the next 2 hours. Not because you finally felt ready, Not because the moment felt perfect, because action changes what thinking alone never can. Money isn't created by vibrations alone. It's created by how effectively you turn your attention into value for other people. If you want better financial results, stop searching for permission and start looking for where you're losing momentum. Find the places where your stories are costing you action. In the comments, share one action you've been avoiding and when you're going to do it. Not for me, for yourself, because the moment you put it into words, it stops being a vague intention and becomes a commitment. Your future isn't waiting for a better mindset. It's waiting for your next decision.